Actually, bid retriever is very close to my heart. If that sounds strange. We've partnered with bid retriever for over 3 years, and they came to us, as you know, David, as a startup company. The program itself was really, or the product offering itself was really a technology platform, a SaaS, software as a service platform for subcontractors in the construction industry. And it was very unique product offering for that subset of individuals in the industry, in that it allowed them to really more effectively, efficiently, quickly evaluate their projects that they're bidding on, so that they could bid more work and essentially, effectively increase their sales and revenue. And so it was a brand new product to the industry. There wasn't really anything out there like it, and the program overall was a lot of fun and very challenging, and a lot of different levels, really, just from understanding, the client himself, his personality, how he wanted his brand represented, and what he is like, the basic needs of what he needed in terms of infrastructure, because he was really one person trying to oversee all functions of his business, and he couldn't clone himself. So we stepped in and created this sales team for him, initially to test the product offering and really get feedback from the market on, is this something that subcontractors really felt like they saw the value in it. And so that is basically how the program started, and what the what his real need was initially. There are a lot of products in the industry that are very similar, and so when we brought our strategy to the phone, when we launched and went live, what we discovered was a lot of prospects were confusing bid retriever and what we did with solutions they were already using, primarily around finding work. And so, we did a lot of intake, and tried a lot of different messaging over the phones to really understand what was going to resonate. How could we concisely deliver the value of what bid retriever did, and concisely differentiate it between other solutions in the market that really didn't even do what this solution did. So I think we were at 6 or 7 iterations of our pitch, per se, when we finally realized that through a lot of call review, a lot of team debriefs, a lot of intake from both our TDMs, our SDRs, everybody on the team. It was an aha moment, like, here's where they're thinking what we are, and we really need to come out of the gates and explain to them what we're not, before we can really, share the value of what it is we do, so we can capture their attention, right? So we were getting shut down very quickly because we were being confused for something we weren't. So we took that to the phone, and that was what we needed to do, and it was. I think one of the defining points early on for the program, because we were then able to retain, our prospects' attention on the phone, and be able to dive in to understand, where their challenges really were, and show the value of what this platform could do for them. But prior to that, it was a lot of, we're not interested, or we have something similar, a lot of hang-up calls. We weren't really connecting with folks, and So yeah, it took a lot of analyzing. I think that the client has stayed with us for as long as he had because we were really in the trenches together. There was a lot of collaboration. It was really, he relied heavily on SalesRoads and our team to deliver the functions of his business that he really didn't have the time to do because he was so focused on the development of his product. So there was a lot of collaboration, a lot of meetings week over week. We got to know, not only the company, but each other so well that there was literally a blurred line between really who worked for what company. I mean, it was that, we were that in sync with what the client was looking for, what he needed, and just the overall relationships that our entire team had formed with our client. We all just became one big family in a sense, and it really helped us to understand better the vision that our client had for his company. And so that gave us some really great insight as to how we develop like the languages, the right people for the program. That's really important in understanding how do we staff for these programs, and just bringing the right mindset, the right background, the right personalities to be able to deliver not just the product, but the company's brand, and really create excitement in the market. So I think that's one of the reasons he stayed with us. I mean, we were in it, blood, sweat, and tears, right out of the gate. Well, obviously, we had 3+ years to actually, like you said, iterate and make a lot of changes along the ways. But I think, in retrospect, while our client came to us with a very large bank of data in terms of leads, which was awesome, and it was very large. We relied on that quite a bit. We lean into that quite a bit, and I would say, one of the things that we've developed and have a great team of expertise is around creating databases and really good prospects for our clients and building lead lists. So I would say, in retrospect, if I would have pressed to really want to dive in more and have a little bit more oversight of that process with our client. Maybe pressed more to scrub those leads. Not that we weren't scrubbing them, but to really enhance those leads and bring to the table, the skill and the resources that we had to enhance that lead pull, so that we could really just be laser focused on the right targets right out of the gate sooner. And there was a lot of trial and error in those initial leads, because while they may have on paper looked like the right fit, there was a lot of a lot of discovery over the phones where they weren't going to be the right fit for this program where they were at in their business at that point. So I think early out of the gates, I would have pressed more to have more involvement on that side. Ultimately we did, but earlier on was key learning.